Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara T Designs, and today I have the last in the Christmas of July series, so let's jump right in. So I'm going to start by cutting down my cardstock. This is a piece of 9x12 watercolor cardstock. That's why it doesn't really fit in this trimmer. I just use the back of the trimmer to make sure I measure them correctly, and it works perfectly fine. You could of course use a larger trimmer for this, but I tend to like my little trimmer. It fits on the screen really well. And then I'm going to cut this down to be 1/4 of an inch smaller than my A2 base, which when scored is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to cut a black mat, which I'm going to cut to be about 1/8 of an inch smaller than my A2 base, just because you guys know I love that thin border look. It just, to me, makes them look more finished, a little more elegant, and I do like to go that direction. You could, of course, skip the black mat, or alternatively, if you prefer, you could give it a holographic mat, because I am going to add a holographic snowflake, as you saw from that opening image. So you could, of course, mat with that holographic instead. I'm just opting to go black just because I thought it'd be fun and do something a little bit different for my Christmas cards, because I had already done a matte in gold and in silver and in holographic. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go with the black. So I'm going to mist my watercolor cardstock with some water because I want some movement in my colors. And then I have 3 colors of the Tim Holtz Mica spray. I have Snow Flurries, which was the blue, Winter Berry, which was the pink, and then Harvest Moon, which is the yellow. And I'm going for a very non-traditional color palette here. You could, of course, alter this to be any color palette you prefer, depending on what you like for your Christmas cards. But I do try to make a couple that are a lot different than the average color palette I lean towards for Christmas. I brought in a yellow for this mostly because I was thinking of people who have summer when Christmas happens. And so, you know, they would have sunshine and beautiful weather, whereas I have snow and big ass snowbanks, and like I have a lot of snow. I live in northern British Columbia, Canada, so I have a lot of snow throughout the winter. And so when I was making these, I was really thinking of people who live in the other hemisphere, so they would have bright summer weather, and that's so baffling to me, which I know sounds kind of silly, but as a person who has always lived somewhere where winter had snow, it just was so mind-boggling to think that people have summer during the winter, because I've never experienced that. And so I thought I would create a type of card that was a lot more vibrant in its color palette and a lot more almost summery, you know, so that is kind of why I chose these colors specifically. But again, like I said, you can easily alter this to be a more Christmas style palette. I am adding a snowflake, which of course would not be something that this color palette would be seeing in the winter, but you don't have to get snow to love snowflakes. So I thought that was still really fun. But of course, you could also change that up. You could do some holly leaves. You could do, I mean, I don't even know, maybe a koala, if that's a thing for people in the winter, or I want to say in the winter, in their summer at Christmas. See, I have to even correct what am I thinking about it? But I try to make my projects as inclusive as possible. And I don't even know if there's anybody really here from different hemispheres. I don't know where everybody's all from. So if you want to leave me a comment and tell me where you're from, that's always really fun to know and hear where you guys are, tuning in from. I do know, I believe I have a couple of Australians, and they would be in the summertime at Christmas. So these cards are for you. So you saw me dry the backgrounds so that I could splatter on some water and lift up a little bit of color. I just wanted to add some texture. You guys know that is a preference of mine. You could skip that step if you'd rather not add that texture, but I like the texture and the interest in the background, so I do tend towards that direction. And then here I've used my chrome base plate. This is a detail base plate for more detailed dies, as this snowflake is, and you see that I've used the holographic cardstock for this. Yes, you can use things that make releasing the die a little easier. You guys, honestly, I forget to do that, and if I tried to put that in every die I own, it would take me forever. One day I might remember, but so far I don't ever remember. So I just, do the best that I can in the moment. But you can use I don't know if it's wax paper or something like that. There's die release paper on the market as well that will make getting your dies out easier. However, you have to remember to do that for that to work, and I generally just forget. So I did not do that. I just use my chrome base plate and a delicate hand. And that's kind of what I end up doing. This snowflake specifically is from Simon Says Stamp. It is the Sophie snowflake. It was designed by Christina Warner a while ago. I believe it's still available though. And as always, everything I use will be linked and listed down below as long as it's available, or an alternative if it is not. I will try to find you the closest thing if you are interested, but just grab a beautiful snowflake out of your stash and do a color palette that makes you happy. That is the goal here. And you don't have to use sprays. You could use watercolors, you could use ink smushing. There's a lot of different ways you could create the background if you don't have the mica sprays. Although I will say, when I hold this up in the end, all the shimmer in this card is stunning. So keep that in mind for all that extra sparkle. But I'm going to I'm going to poke out all the little extra bits, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. My sentiment is from Simon Says Stamp. This is the Christmas Blessings stamp set. This is one of my favorite sets. You guys know, you've seen it so many times now on the channel. Pretty much every Christmas card design ultimately. And I'm stamping that down in the kind of bottom area where the ink stops, just because I kind of like that open, like negative space on the bottom. You could, of course, like this depends on how you've done your inking as to where you're going to stamp it, but I kind of want it to feel like it's a part of this sentiment or of the design, but not steal the show. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. I'm trying to kind of tuck it up with the ink and the snowflake that we're going to add on top. And now going back to adding texture and interest, I'm going to add some splatter. So here I have I have Picket Fence paint, which is the white paint from the Tim Holtz line, and I'm going to splatter that onto the background. It is not going to stay a perfect white. It is going to pick up some of that color. That's perfectly fine to me. I'm just trying to create some interest. And then I'm also going to splatter on a little bit of broken china and picked raspberry spritz, kind of trying to keep it ish where I added the pink and the blue on the background. I didn't add any more yellow. I felt like the yellow kind of dominated the designs, so I didn't add any more of that, but you could splatter on a yellow as well. And then now we're going to kind of just build the cards. These are a great mass-produced card. So if you're a person who has to make a lot of cards, this is kind of a great one for that, because you could easily, spray all your backgrounds at once, let them dry, do all your die cutting, do it assembly line style like Tim Holtz says when you're doing a mass make. That would probably be the easiest way to do this, because honestly, these cards were pretty straightforward, especially if you have sprays, because you're not doing any extra steps. You're just misting them on the background, adding a little water for some movement, and there you go, right? So you just let them dry. So I do think these lend themselves really great for mass making if that's something you need to do. If not, they're just a fun card design to make anyway. And if you don't need Christmas cards, this is a great design. Add a leaf, add gifts for a birthday, add hearts for Valentine's Day. Like, this is just a really fun card design that you could easily change up to be whatever you need for the season. So I just try to give you guys inspiration. That is always my goal on the channel, is to just give you inspiration. Hopefully you look at your supplies a little differently. You're not intimidated to use them and you give them some love. So hopefully I have inspired you guys to create. And if you didn't watch the last couple of videos, I did mention that I was getting a cover up done. You will no longer, depending on when my Simon Says Stamp kit shows up, you will only see 1 or 2 more videos after this with the wing tattoo on my wrist. So don't be surprised when you see, the next video and that tattoo has been covered up. Okay, so just so nobody's shocked, because you guys have been seeing that tattoo on my left wrist for a long time, as long as the channel has been in existence. And I decided that I wanted to cover it up, so that's what I'm doing. It's already been done by the time you see this video. It has not been done while I'm doing this voiceover, but it has already been done. So you shall see the cover up tattoo either in the 5 cards 1 kit, depending on when that arrives to me, or alternatively the 1st or 2nd video of August, just depending on how far ahead I need to get, because I think I have to do some house sitting. So it depends on where I'm at, in the months of creating. But that, I just don't want you guys to be surprised, because you guys will have been so used to seeing that tattoo on my left wrist. But yeah, it's getting covered up, and I hopefully will do a behind the scenes video where I talk about that. So if you want to know, why and what I was thinking and what I was doing, I will share that with you. So watch out for that video. Hopefully it's coming soon. Again, like I said, it just depends on where I'm at and everything. But it is hard to believe this is the last of the Christmas in July videos. If you enjoy my Christmas makes, don't unsubscribe. I do a 12 weeks of Christmas series through October to December. Every Monday from October to December, as I just said, is Christmas cards. So, or a Christmas project of some kind. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. I do a lot of that, and I have some fun crafty videos, I think. So hopefully you guys want to, check them out and stick around. So that's pretty much the design. I am going to add a little gem to the center because I can't resist. And then that's the whole card design. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you'll leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday. And I would love to hear what your favorite Christmas design was from this month. I honestly, I go back and forth between the really blue Christmas cards with the Brad that I think was like the third video. That I think that might be my video. That one, or alternatively maybe the snowflakes before that. I don't know. You guys know I love snowflakes. It's really hard to choose. But I would love to hear which one's your favorite. And I want to say a quick thank you to my members. You guys are phenomenal. You make all of this possible, and I could not do it without you. So a big heartfelt thank you from me to you for all of your support. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave me your favorite Christmas emoji, even if we've already done that. I would love to see it again. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.